Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Melina's not gonna sing tonight. She wants to sing her heart out, darlings, but she's not going to. Alright, guys, so that means more vlogs, more talking, more fun, darlings. Totally enjoy the show, darlings. Alright, guys, Melina's looking super cute. She wants to perform all night long. Alright, guys, just gonna pose silently here. Alright, guys, I was watching a, the CEO of YouTube doing an interview with, I guess, Anthony Padilla. I think that's what his name is. And he was talking about how people that are celebrities do risque things and other people aren't able to because they're not getting the views, they're not getting the subscribers, so no one's watching them. So how would they get to do things that are more risque? And I'm like, well, how are they going to get the fans if they aren't able to do risque things in the first place? I think if you look at the person and they are someone that looks really good, then they should be allowed to do risque things. If celebrities are, because, I mean, how is somebody going to get well known if they're not able to do those things in the first place? I mean, personally, for me, it doesn't matter. I mean, I want my old channels back, but it doesn't really matter, really. I mean, I don't mind having a PG channel, but I'm like, unless you're famous, you're not allowed to. I just find that sort of like, well, that defeats the purpose. Like, I just find, like, how are you going to get famous if you're not able to do those things in the first place? But, I mean, YouTube has, and YouTube, she did say she has gaps in her plans, and not everything she says is set in stone, and she does want to help creators and stuff like that. But I'm like, she does say there's gaps. I mean, obviously, if you have people that are just as good looking as celebrities, they should be allowed to do risque things. If they're just like celebrities and they're not famous yet, why would that make a difference, right? So that's a gap that I see there. That I'm like, well, how are they? How is it right to do? Some people having risque things being allowed, and other people not. You know, like I don't think that makes sense. I'm like, well, how is one group people allowed to when another group isn't? You know, and you're just like, well, you know, if that person looks better than Cardi B, then why would Cardi B be allowed to do something and somebody else not, right? So you're just like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So obviously there's a gap there, and she recognizes there's gaps, and she wants to help people and really kind of set the rules to be different. So I mean, it makes sense. I'm like, well, if there's a gap, there's a gap, and you have to address that, and I'm sure she will, right? I mean, I don't see her stopping that issue. I think she's going to focus on correcting that issue. You know, but I'm like so gorgeous. I don't see what the issue is with me, you know, being like that when I could get viral views just like that too when I do videos like that. But I don't know. I mean, for me, it doesn't matter really. But I want my previous channels to be brought back, at least maybe even in the adult content section. I don't know where it would go. I don't know if it would be allowed on regular YouTube, but YouTube, like look at Cardi B's video. I mean, it's really racy. I don't know how that would be allowed, but I mean, she's popular. I understand that, but I'm gonna be popular too. I can't see why it would be an issue with me when she's able to. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye now. Bye guys.